Greetings and welcome to another Diablo 4 video. Today I want to show you the World Tier 3 Capstone Dungeon to reach Nightmare level. Or it's the Tier 2 Capstone Dungeon that gives you access to World Tier 3. Yeah, that's what it's called. And yeah, I just reached level 50. As you can see, I haven't done it yet on this character. And I just got like 5 Paragon points because of all the statues of Lilith that I collected, and I just went up to here. And in terms of skill tree, as before, if you haven't watched my previous video, we have Frostbolt with the enhancements here, Frozen Orb with a Greater Frozen Orb, and Frost Nova and Ice Armor, a bit of Glass Cannon, Elemental Attunement, Precision Magic, Ice Blades maxed out, Summoned Ice Blades. We have the Protection for Barriers. We have Icy Veil for more in duration for barriers, a maxed out Blizzard with Wizard's Blizzard, and all these passives here that give us more damage, along with Avalanche. And then we have some legendaries, actually a lot of legendaries, but like these were all found along the way or imprinted by the Codex. This gives us a chance to reset our defensive cooldowns, Barrier when we damage elites, Frozen Orb, this one is great, and you get it via the Season Journey on Chapter 2. So you can just imprint it. I actually found this, that's why it's 27%. A bit of armor here, then this one is also cool. If I have a barrier, which is very, very often, I have increased lucky hit chance, as well as ice spikes when I cast Blizzard. Let's go in here. They're opening and closing the door all the time. It's kind of infuriating. And yeah, well, I just did the last couple levels to level 50. And it's still been great playing this build. So we also, this is very important, have something that restores our mana. And here I have Prodigy, which gives me mana when I use a cooldown. And the Ring of the Umbral, which gives me also when I crowd control an enemy, gives me some resource. I really wish to find something of the Umbral that gives me more. This is imprinted from the Codex, and I don't recall having found any of these rings or these legendary aspects that gives me 2, 3, or 4. So if I find it, I probably save it until I get like the OG, the GG ring, and then yeah. Also have some hearts here. This is pretty nice, gives me a bit more resource generation. This gives me 10% more damage, and this one gives me more barrier generation. So, also we have Frozen Orb enchantment to give me the chance on non-basic skills for 30% to launch a Frozen Orb, which is very nice. And the Ice Blades enchantment, which also gives me Ice Blades for every 30 seconds in cooldowns I spend. So this is very, very nice. Because we are using like these cooldowns here, and then like Frozen Orb, and then Ice Blades also reduces cooldowns, and we have a chance to reset our defensive cooldowns, so it's a pretty nice loop. Right, let's plug in the controller. There we go. Let's see, this dungeon is always the same. Just want to show you that, like, from my point of view, this is easier now with the in-season. I mean, yeah, we have the Malignant Hearts, which really don't do much right now, like in terms of damage. A bit on the defensive side. Like, overall, it's been pretty nice. These have a lot of HP, though. And we need to collect Animus, as we do so often. And yeah, if you're like more interested in the other part of the dungeon, feel free to skip ahead in the video. We're gonna do a full playthrough here so you get an idea of how this build plays. And yeah, for some of the like passives, there's still room for improvement, and like min-maxing. I will have a look into that, and then combined with the Paragon board, which gives us interesting bonus along the way. It will be really cool to see what this build is capable of for the end game. Right now it's also very safe. You can see we are freezing quite often, which is also a part of frost skills. Like frost skills traditionally do a bit less damage than like fire or lightning, but they freeze the enemy, slow the enemy, so you are safer. I don't know if that's particularly the case in Diablo 4, that we do like less damage with frost skills than with like fire skills. Because fire skills also immobilize you, so I think they have it equalized quite a bit, since every source of magic here has some kind of crowd control. Like fire can immobilize, frost can freeze, and lightning can stun. And sometimes, depending on the situation, it might be better to use Blizzard, might be better to use Frozen Orb. Kinda have to feel it out a bit. Frozen Orb is just stuck on this range that you have, like it's always traveling. If it's cast by the enchantment effect of Frozen Orb, then it's actually not traveling, it's seeking the nearest enemy. It says nearest, sometimes it's like the second nearest. It's kind of weird behavior. And then it can travel further than this, and also shorter, which is pretty interesting. I'm also thinking about some kind of build where I don't use Frozen Orb myself. I just use other skills and spend my mana, like for example I spam Blizzard, and Frozen Orb just gets casted by the enchantment effect. Since there is a Paragon legendary node that says enchantment effects have, I think, doubled effectiveness or something. I wonder if that means that Frozen Orb will be cast 60% of the time. I haven't looked into that yet, but I will soon enough and let you guys know. But 60% of the time would be very, very awesome. And I think it would actually be preferable to just cast Blizzard instead of Frozen Orb. Or maybe something else. And then we also get another... yeah, we can remove it maybe from our hotbar, maybe take the ultimate too. Something like that, we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Stay tuned for that. I'm gonna find out and share it with you guys. Just the last one. That's hard to see from the progression bar. Yep. So we got that. Go back and go to the next part. But yeah, it's been pretty chill. Unintended. I'm really not gonna bother with these high hit point monsters. As far as I understand, every monster like gives the same amount of XP, or just the level of the monster is determining factor. I'm not quite sure on that, but because like everybody's like, oh, like kill all these spiders, and then the guys that explode and spawn more spiders, and the little spiders are easy to kill but give like same amount of XP, and it's like, okay, well, seems it's not that health is determining factor for the amount of XP you get. Maybe it's in other games, for example. So, yeah. Why bother with killing like big guys if it takes too much time? Where is the High Council Court? There we are. Also, of course, like stagger, really nice on bosses. It comes pretty fast all over Frost skills. Last one. Still have some mana issues, especially if like Not much minions because the crowd control effect of giving us like 1 mana per crowd control. It's only happens once per monster. It's crowd controlled, as far as I understand. But for the most part, it's pretty fluid situation. And of course, we need better aspects or like better versions of these aspects. And then maybe some mana cost reduction on gear. And then some Paragon, which maybe there's something in there that uses mana cost. I honestly don't know. I have looked at the Paragon board maybe once in a build calculator, but not in depth. Still time for that. And since it's already fun, it's just gonna get better. That's my point of view here. And then on patch 1.11 that they want to release like over the next couple of weeks, they said they're gonna buff Frostlord. So I'm curious what happens there, and I will update you on the changes. And they're so spread out. Kill all monsters while they're so spread out. Also, you want to have at least one blizzard active at all times because it reduces frozen orb mana cost, or your core skill mana cost by 20%, which is quite noticeable. And they upped that from 10 to 20% in the last patch, so it wasn't all nerfs. They're so spread out in this dungeon. Terrible, terrible. Sometimes I feel like I have to aim my frozen orb because of the travel length, travel distance. And that's for like better or worse. Like over time you get a better feeling of how long it will travel, and because you want the explosion at the end of the travel path to hit, because that's where the damage is. Like the travel also does one-time damage, but the explosion does it like 3 times with the legendary aspect. That's where the actual damage is, which is kind of cool, but also kind of limiting in terms of you actually have to aim, and if they're too close, you're kind of out of luck, and it's kind of annoying if they're too close. That's maybe my biggest gripe on this build. Having to keep distance is a good thing anyways, but like sometimes it's just so hard because monsters charge at you, and they're very agile, they're like coming at you all the time, they're moving a lot. Ooh, also I need the legendary with the avalanche passive that gives me another stack of my key passive in the proc. So not only get we 1 free cast, we get 2 then extra damage. But I haven't found that yet. Not at all. I don't believe it's in the codex. But this is weird. Okay, they teleport to me, but why is there 1 here and 1 here remaining? Seems like always the case. Almost always. Anyways. Last one, and then we go to the actual hard part of this whole dungeon, which is the end boss, which can deal a lot of damage. So you have to evade these attacks. But this one is pretty cool. Curator. Stacks of wizards. Yeah, damage. I think damage looks far better than on my last video before the patch, so we can check that out also. Because it's there, we can have a comparison, but I feel this is way faster. Wait, no! Not if I die, though. I think it's hard to aim with the controller, and I lost the lock on. What? I thought he was... Ah, now he's staggered. I feel like in these situations stacking Blizzard is probably more damage, because Blizzard has a damage bonus on frozen enemies. And there we go. That is the World Tier 2 Capstone Dungeon to reach World Tier 3. And we did it on the first try. Got some useless legendaries, but they have a nice item power, so I'm probably gonna imprint over it. This seems nice. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this kind of content, feel free to like and subscribe to see more of that. And yeah, see you in the next one. Good luck, have fun, and goodbye.